Hello and welcome. In this video, I want to introduce my next Linux device setup. This one is my daily driver device. And as you can see, I've got a crap ton of desktop icons. And I will just state, no, I do not typically run with these on the background day to day. I did just do this for the ease of this video so I can explain and show what all I'm working with and exactly how I can make this a full daily driver setup. Real quick, I'm just going to jump through a couple highlight points right here. I'm running with Linux Zorin OS Lite. The device is a Lenovo 300E Gen 2, 8 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabyte SSD, and I did pick it up on eBay for roughly about 80 bucks. At the end of the day, I just needed something that would be lightweight on the resources and would actually let me use all of the basic software that I needed to use day to day. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and minimize here, and I'll just quickly run through how I have this set up. So in this first column here, we have productivity on Office tools. This one here is the email and calendar tools. This is the collaboration tools. Then I have my file server and cloud storage. This is the editing tools or software that I use. This is all the media players and entertainment players, if you will. Just some simple games and some of the system tools as well. So real quick, we'll just poke into Task Manager, and we can see while we're recording and have the Task Manager opened, we're at about 1.5 gigs, 1.6 gigs. And on CPU usage, we're at about 27%. And again, I saw a spike maybe at about 1.7 gigs on the RAM, but not too bad overall. So we're gonna go and close that. And keep in mind, like I said, we had the screen recorder going as well. And then with all of this software installed, we still roughly have 101.1 gigs available of the 128 gigabyte storage drive. So we're gonna go ahead and close this out. And in the next one, we'll go ahead and jump through the productivity and office tools. Okay, so in this one, I'm gonna walk through some of the productivity and office tools that I currently use. And primarily in this first column here, we have LibreOffice, PDF Arranger, and LibreOffice Impress. I do have that one pulled out separately because I do use it for more than just the presentation software. But to showcase these items here, I'm going to open this folder and I'm going to come into Productivity Office, and we have a couple items already pre-built. So I'm going to open How I Linux, which is a Word document. And we're just going to see once it loads that we can actually create a full Word doc and we can apply formatting. And of course, we can come in here and we can export. We can change our file format and we can export as a PDF, and as well as other file formats here. We can see PNG, WebP images, and so on. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of this. Next item here is going to be, we'll just do a spreadsheet. And we have a simple table with just a simple formula. And let's just add another item here. So we'll add car payment. We'll do car insurance. How about that? And let's keep the same format. We'll say that we paid this by credit card. And we'll say it was $220. And then boom, we see that our total here has changed. And we can Control S, go ahead and save that. So of course we can build spreadsheets, and as well, we'll open this item here. We can even make presentations. And this is just a quick, simple slideshow. So we have the 3 slides here, and we can go to slideshow and hello world. And of course, we can see that we can add text box and text. We can even add images and links. All right, we'll close out of this one. And then as well, just like I said, we could export as a PDF we did do that here. And we can even view PDFs on this device as well. If we have multiple pages in here, we can utilize PDF Arranger, which when I open it, it's not gonna have anything inside, but we can use PDF Arranger to arrange our PDFs, and then we can save that file. As well, we can delete pages within the PDF. All right, we're gonna come back here and we'll close this item out. And that's pretty much gonna do it for the productivity and office tools. Okay, so in this one, I'm gonna walk through some of the communication and collaboration tools that I'm currently using. So these first two here are gonna be email and calendar tools. And I'm gonna fire this one up. And once it loads, we'll go ahead and open this one as well. Now, MailFence I'm using as one of my business email accounts, and Proton I'm using as a secondary business email account. This one I'm using as my customer facing, if you will. And the main reason for that was because I felt Proton Mail was more recognizable to end users than MailFence. However, MailFence offered me a secondary alternative, email, if you will, so that way I could set up business accounts and so on, and it connects well with the Thunderbird email client. However, you do have to use the paid option to connect that. And to check out the paid options, we can come in here, and you do have the option to trial it for free. And as well, we have some of the other paid options here. You can change from US to European, and they do have some additional plans for both personal and business. And over at Proton, we can also check out the pricing coming in here. And if you just want to trial it out, they do also offer a free option and different plans for individuals, families, and businesses. And they do offer additional tools, so VPN, Drive, Pass, Wallet, and more, but you do have to have the paid options, as we can see here. And we're gonna go ahead and minimize this. And this next row here is gonna be our collaboration tools. So we have Jitsi Meet, which is gonna be our alternative to like Google Meet or Microsoft Teams. We can come in here, type in our meeting name, something unique of course, click Start Meeting. I'm gonna block these for now so I don't interrupt the recording, drop in my name. And if you wanna change your settings, you can come in here, set up your audio, your video, backgrounds, and we can click Join Meeting when we're ready to go. Now from here, we do need to have an account. However, we can sign up with our Google account or GitHub. So I do have a business GitHub account, and that is how I set up my Jitsi Meet account. From here, once we sign in, we can actually share the URL with our end user, and they can connect with us on our video conference call. What's really awesome is that as long as I myself have the account, my end user that I share with, they do not have to have an account. They can just connect using the URL that I'm sharing with them. We're gonna go ahead and close out of here. Close all. And next two items we have is Element and Signal. So I'm gonna fire this one up here. Actually, I do have it already running. So I'm gonna double click. It should load pretty quickly. And the main purpose for this, of course, is the additional point of Teams or Google Meet to have a chat tool, if you will, that we can fall back on, sharing both photos and messages. And as well, I do believe they are trialing a video conference room. So that is something that will be implemented soon, I do believe, or they are trialing it now. I haven't used it just yet. This is just nice so that way we actually have a concise thread of all the communication. And as you can see, I was just trialing with my personal account here. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this. And just like Teams on desktop, it'll run right there in the background. And this next item is Signal. This is nice because some end users prefer not to use open-ended SMS texting, and this provides end-to-end encryption messaging. So you just need your phone number to set up an account. And that's pretty much it for the communication and collaboration tools. Okay, so in this one, we're going to showcase the file server solution, which is on-prem, and a cloud alternative solution to big tech. So this first one here is called Local Portal. And this is a static site that I have built, which is the front end to a file server laptop or Linux laptop that I have created. And on that Linux laptop, I have set it up so that way the physical storage is connected to this static site, or this static site is connected to the physical storage, however you want to look at it. And basically, this allows me to connect to that device using the IP on my local network only. And I can access certain things like projects, notes, of course, pics and media, so some screenshots or even wallpapers, and I can even save my business content to its own separate directory. This down here, I have a systems snapshot, so it just gives me a quick overview of the system itself and how long it's been running, the CPU usage, the memory, and disk usage. Long story short, I have a script with a scheduled task that basically takes the output and puts all of that data back into this HTML static site. So that way, anytime I log in from any other device, I can see the system overview at a glance. And just to showcase here, we'll click into one of these. And I will just say, document files do not open in the web. You'll have to download, but I have saved them as PDFs, and those do open in the web. And we can go back to the directory here. We can open another one. We can close out and return back to the home page. I can look at screenshots. And as well, I can view any of the templates I need to view. So like I said, for doc files, if you want to view it, you have to download it. But for text files, you can actually open those up directly in the browser. Close out to return. And we'll go ahead and minimize from here. Next one is going to be pCloud. This is just a cloud alternative solution. It is closed source, if I understand correctly, but it is well regarded as a privacy solution. Again, if I understand correctly. If you want to get a better look at their setup and their understanding of their product, you can click this video here to check them out. However, I'm just going to say they are a cross-platform solution, so they do work with Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and your other devices such as iOS and Android. And it's just nice because it also allows to set up for a virtual drive, and you can save files and photos to that virtual drive, and then again access cross-platform. So the pricing here, we can click into that. They have lifetime perpetual licenses, annual, and even relatively cost-effective monthly options. We can go ahead and close out of here. And that's going to be it for the file server and cloud solutions. Okay, so in this one, I'm going to share and showcase the editing tools that I currently use. So we have a text editor, a code and markup editor. Then we have a graphic design editor, video editor, and audio editor. So this first one here, I can showcase the text editor just by using the notes that we opened up at the beginning. And I typically use Gedit or even Nano for my notes. And for Geany, the way I'm going to showcase the code and markup editor is through a very, very simple demo project. And we're going to open that here. So we can open this with Geany. And I'm going to minimize as well. We can open this with Geany. So our HTML code or markup and our CSS style sheet. And from here we see that we have formatting and color coding. We can save this. And now we can open this in the web. Check out our simple HTML static site. Go ahead and close out of this. And I'm going to go back here and minimize. And in this next item here, we have Scribus. And that's just a little Kind of reminds me of like whiteboard, but like a graphic design tool as well. And again, we can open up and we'll come into image editing and we'll open this item here. This one's really good if you're trying to brainstorm and maybe create files or create flyers or create landing pages or static sites. And we see it's just a very simple editing tool for graphic design. And of course we can go ahead and close out of here. And I'm going to minimize one more time. Now for the video editor, I do typically use OpenShot while I'm on Linux. It works awesome on this device as well. And we're going to go ahead and fire that up. Give me just a moment here. Now I'm going to open a project. I know it's going to say it can't locate it, but give me just a moment. We'll click videos and we're going to click this item here, select, hit OK, videos, website clips, and slide parts. There we go. All right, so it did load everything for our project. So we see that we can add clips and videos, we can edit audio, and here we go. All right, this one is the local portal file server static site. So we can even save projects and then export. I'm gonna close this one here. And just to tie these two together, if you will, we're gonna open up our files here. We're going to go back into images, and I did state that I use Impress for other items. So what I'll typically do is if I want to create additional slides or thumbnails, I can take images and I can add in text and other images, if you will, to create the thumbnails or the slides that I need to use. And then we can export these items as other files as well. So JPEGs, PNGs, and so on. So that's how I use Impress for video editing. And as well, Audacity, I can fire this up, but it's just primarily used for some minor audio editing if I need to edit some tracks to utilize in any of my video projects. Let's try that one more time. And there we go. So just a very simple audio editor tool, and I'll export my audio tracks from here and import them to my projects here. And in the next video, I will showcase one of the videos that I have completed and edited on this device. I won't show the full thing, but I will show a clip whenever we run through these media players and entertainment players here. That's it for this one. Okay, so in this one, we're gonna walk through some of the media players and entertainment players, if you will. So here we have Parole Media Player, which is my video player. And then we have Rhythmbox, which is my audio player. FreeTube and gPodder we'll get to in just a moment. But to use these two items here, I'm gonna open up the Daily Driver Project folder. We're gonna click into Media Viewing. And just to show that we can watch videos or clips, we're gonna right click, open Parole Media Player, and there we go. And we can open this one up into Rhythmbox. Just a quick sound effect. Close that out. And last but not least, we can open images as well in an image viewer. We'll close this out. And I'm gonna close this. Now these next two items, I find these really cool. So this is FreeTube. And in this one here, this is kind of like our video content alternative, if you will. We have all of the channels that we're currently subscribed to down here on the left. To find new channels, we can come up here and of course type them in, like Linus Tech Tips. To subscribe or unsubscribe, I'm currently subscribed, so we'll see his channel over here. But to unsubscribe, we can remove, add back, and come back to subscriptions, which is our quote homepage. And the only videos we're going to see are the videos that we're currently subscribed to, or channels that we're subscribed to. That's about it. And then from here, we can click into settings, and you can run through any of these settings here: the theme, privacy, downloads, parental controls. So if you want to set this up for the kiddos, you can even do some show family-friendly content only. You can locate the channels that you want to locate, add them for the kiddos, and then hide the search bar so it goes away, just like we see up here now. And then we can even remove the hide unsubscribe button, so that way the kiddos can't remove any of the channels that we've currently added or find and add their own. And we can go back to subscriptions, and there we go. That's it for FreeTube. We'll close this out. Next item is going to be gPodder. Double click this here. Now I do have a few podcasts that I'm currently following, if you will. And what we can do is, if we're following them, we can right click, download. And then now we can come in and play.
Welcome to Destination Linux, the command center of open source morphin madness.
There we go. We can even play podcasts directly from here. And that's pretty much it for this one. Those are the media players and the entertainment players that I currently use. Okay, so in this one, we're going to walk through just a couple simple games that I have installed. And I just use these to kind of like break away when I'm working on bigger projects. And this first one here, we have Capman, and I'm going to go ahead and kick it off. And of course, I'm sure we can tell what this reminds us of without saying too much. So that's Capman. We're going to close out of that. And this next one here is SuperTux, or SuperTux 2. All right, here we go. Arrow keys and then spacebar to jump. So we see the bonus blocks. And of course, we don't want the snowballs. I don't know what those are exactly. And then this is the egg, which is kind of like our superpower. And of course, collect those coins. And that is SuperTux. All right, that's going to be it for this one.